5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Turnbuckle Tabloid cutting a promo. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, cutting a promo this week, and we're doing it again twofold. First half, we'll be discussing the Elimination Chamber, what occurred, what happened, our thoughts, our opinions, and secondly, we'll be going into my favorite time of year. Almost Mike stopping in to help me discuss our friend. Well, not really my friend. I actually have a hate relationship with this person, but to everybody else, he's Uncle Dave. River Awards. Am I right?
Don't you mean a love-hate relationship?
No, it's hate because I hate him and I hate him even more every year. So,
I mean, don't you love it when he gets shit wrong and everybody yells at him?
No, I really don't, because I would like for you see. Like I've mentioned to people in the past, like I'm not new to this Meltzer shit, you know, as like people, you know, new people to the internet and socials are with him. I've heard of Meltzer since the 90s. Like that's how far back I go with the Observer and stuff like that. You know, when the interwebs were first starting, I never got the Observer itself. But you know, I would look at Dirt, and then like when the internet was happening, I would look at wrestling stuff, and his name would always come up, and I saw his transitioning through the years of what his look for wrestling was, and he's always a clout chaser. He always was riding the waves of what he thought was the new thing, and when WWE became the only monopoly that controlled wrestling for a time being, then all of a sudden he would bash them, and all of a sudden he wanted to jump into UFC. And it's like, well, when you wanted to do that? Finally, you know, he broke through when AEW broke through, he had a new fan base to fucking jump on and ride the wave with. When I first started working with Rageworks, and I would write articles for the website for them, people would be like, wow, like, you know, your take on indie wrestling or wrestling as a whole, it's almost Meltzer-like. I'll be like, don't ever fucking compare me to that dickhead. I couldn't stand it. Him in general, and even to this day, when I found out that like what Cornette's thoughts about him was, and then you hear other people's thoughts about him as well, I was like, oh, I thought I was the only one because everybody else loved him. But I really hate that he's such an old way of thinking when it comes to certain aspects of wrestling. But when there's a shiny new toy in the building, ooh, I gotta play with that.
I don't know. I've always been indifferent about him, but it's always so funny that when I post something about him on the group page, the first thing is people usually get like, "Why do you keep posting shit about him?" And that's not the. And when I post things about him or whatever he says, it's not like I'm saying I agree with a lot of things he's saying. I'm just sharing it for the sake of it's wrestling related to the topic. If I agree with him, then I say it. If I disagree with him, then I say it. I just share all of the stuff that's anything wrestling related to the group page, just to spark discussion on our page. That's it.
Yeah, no, I never have any issues. Yeah, I never have any issues.
Never showing any favoritism. Like people always go, "Oh, you should be sharing from this one." I'll share whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, no, I never have any issues with it. That's why I never say anything about it, because
no, but I'm just saying, because I get DMs from most people and the comments on the group page. I had suspend one person for outright just calling me a dumbass. I was like, all right, you just got yourself suspended, sir. I was like, wow, that's really taking it too far. But anyway,
I wouldn't even have done that. Like, I wouldn't even care. Like, so what? All right, whatever. Just at
But
the same time,
I just did because I said, oh, suspend. That sounds funny.
nah, I wouldn't even like it because at the end of the day, like, you know, like you said, it's you could find what's interesting and what's his thoughts on things. And to be to be clear, like I said, it's media, it's journalism. Like I told you the other day, it's like I don't want, I don't want any censorship, unless it's something
Right.
that's very outlandishly rude and disrespectful that I could take because but that's not tolerable. But anything that has to do with like journalism and such like that, it's free press, whatever. It's
And not
like,
for nothing, what's special about this show is that we're opinionated. If anything comes out, we speculate on it. When was the last time me or you ever said that this was a thing? Like, when was the last time we ever like reported anything?
oh, never.
Never,
Or
never.
even like even with Rageworks, like the boss Rich, he's never censored me. I've actually had to do self-censoring on here. So, but even that, I believe I only had to self-censor myself one time, and that was when the pandemic started, and I had a very different outlook on it until I started working through it and living through it. That I was like, no, I can't air a certain segment, and I cut it out the whole show.
Right.
So yeah. So other than that, no, like,
Yeah, and I just wanted to get that off my chest because not for nothing I've been seeing and dealing with it for a while. Not for nothing. I always say to people, if you don't agree with anything that we share on the post, just don't say anything. Don't try and start anything. That's my only thing I want. That's the
well,
last thing to say about it.
it's all the trolling aspect of it, and you know what? It's like, okay, if you want to troll, that's fine.
Doesn't feel like trolling, but
And
it's
I don't,
whatever.
but I don't, but once again, it's like I don't have to entertain it. Like I just could
Right.
just like not look at it and be like, all right. Sometimes I just stop conversations that way, and I'd be like, all right, whatever.
Right.
So,
But anyway,
with that being said, leading into Elimination Chamber,
okay, chamber first.
what do you got on the what do we have on the card? First of all, we were given a surprise match on the pre-show. We
Mm-hmm.
had gotten, which by the way, I'm looking at it right now. Wasn't it funny seeing Kevin Owens walk in the building with a koala bear?
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not really surprised about that, considering how much he's pro animals. So it made sense.
Well, he's considered. Well, he calls himself like a panda bear or something like that. Anyways, all right.
Yeah, I think he had like a shirt, like in the Panda Express like logo.
Yeah, he's always been like that kind of I think even since like his ROH days, that's what he was doing.
Yeah, but I loved when he showed up and I forget. I think it was Sam Morales was like, "Wait, is that a koala?" Like he was so thrown off, and then there's like, "Well, there's Drew, not with the koala."
Right.
But yeah, but on the kickoff show, they did have a women's tag team title match, and from what I read and heard, I didn't see it. I didn't wake up for that, so
Okay, so before we go into that,
it was fine.
so let's go into that. So we had already known previously from the night before that the Elimination Chamber stateside was going to be 5 o'clock in the morning. I had said to myself,
For us
depending on
here in New York City,
yeah, yeah, East Coast side.
right?
I said for myself, I said, knowing how my sleep pattern is, I'll most likely be up at that time because I'll get to the house after I'm hanging out and such,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just crash, and then I'll just have this random wake up, and I'll go and most likely put it on. I got up at 4:40. I'm gonna say 4:45, 4:46 around that time in the morning,
Right.
and I was like, "Oh, okay. I think I'm up. I think I'm awake." And I went to go grab for my remote control, fell right back out. I was like, well, that's done. But I did get up at I did get up 9 in the morning, and I stayed off the phone, didn't watch anything. Usually I don't care about spoilers, but like for this time, I was just like, let me just watch it with clear eyes so I don't have to get any different opinions from anybody. And I watched it through and through. Like I said, surprised by the opening match. We had the Kabuki Warriors versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, which they threw Indy Hartwell a bone because she's from the region.
Nice of them to do that.
I was surprised to see how before the match, you know, I'll talk about the match. I was surprised to see that I recently shared the video of Logan Paul trying to break the NXT PC records.
Right. She was like top 2, wasn't she, for the
yeah,
women?
and yeah, and a lot of their in their contests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The one that shocked us more was the Ivar leaping.
Yeah, all of us were like, wait, Ivar was like it was like Montez and then Ivar.
Like, what?
I think it was for like the long distance jump, whatever the fuck
Yeah,
it was called.
the broad jump. Yeah. It was like, really? So
did India get a good reaction in her hometown?
Yeah,
Home country?
Yeah, you know, the country woman was there and such. For the match itself, it wasn't a bad match. I actually think that
Asuka's the best wrestler. Kyrie's solid. Candice is solid. Indy's still coming along. So
yeah, and through it all, it was still one of those matches that would grab you in. And we also got I guess a precursor to what's going down later on with the with what's happening with Dakota Kai as well. So there's some stuff going on.
Oh, right.
So yeah, other than that, the pre-show was fine. The opening match, Kabuki Warriors get the win there, and which will lead us to the first match of the night.
Yeah, we opened with the 6-woman Elimination Chamber match. Winner challenges for the women's world title. We had Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, and Raquel Rodriguez. It was funny too because at the whatever they called it, the press event, like the day before, they Triple H called her Raquel Gonzalez by accident, but I chalked it up to maybe just switching the names now. Right. They were just very tired from the plane ride.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, but with Raquel in her case, though, her MCAS flared up during the match, and I'm surprised. I'm happy she went through with it. And I can only imagine how she feels about it. Because did she post a video of remember because we were talking about it a couple months ago? You even said like you might have thought you had it, but
no, I still think I do. As a matter of fact, I'm getting it checked out next week. I'm gonna get some tests done about it because it's a allergenic, a systematic virus that is, and it deals with not only what food you eat, it also deals with temperature and climate of the body as well. So like for me, I've been getting like the kind of hers is from what images that we've been seeing is severe.
Yeah.
Mine, from what I believe that I have, I don't think it's not as severe, but I do get the markings on the body. I have the same kind of symptoms that she has. So I've been trying to get something set up with getting it fully checked out. But yeah, like
images showed that she flares very fast around the face, around the neck,
yeah,
in her back.
You know what I would do if I were her? And not even to say to hide it, but to use it as a gimmick and embrace it and probably even move forward with tying in her heritage and her culture. I will go with a lucha mask. I would wrestle under wrestle under a lucha mask. I would think that yeah, I'm looking at I'm gonna show the images now. She just walked out and you can see that it started like puffing, her face started puffing up. Yeah. But like I said, that's
it was an open air stadium, so definitely like it was definitely hitting her face.
Yeah, it's like I said, there's a lot that goes into play with it. Like, you know, I've noticed because I've been doing research for it. Like sometimes it's the the cold, even stress flares it up as well. So yeah, so it's gonna be tough. But I would embrace like a lucha mask, even if it's not a full cover mask, not like a full hood, but like a mask, and use it like you know, like for special events or something like that. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, also like she's one of the more unique looking women on the roster, where she's big and tall. Where if you put a mask on her, she look more intimidating.
Right.
but that's up to her if she chooses to do it.
Yeah,
But,
I wouldn't even say it's because she's like she's uncomfortable with showing that her flare ups or like she's trying to hide. I would just take it as a full gimmick that it'll be cool to use.
yeah. But so as far as this match goes, this was really a showing out party for Tiffany Stratton. Let's be real here. As soon as she entered the match, she went nuts. Would you say, Jay, she probably has the best handspring elbow in the business right now?
Yeah, that's it. She's um she's upgraded herself leaps and bounds month to month, and
Yeah.
I think that like you said, the investment that the WWE has put on her has been working out for the benefit. This is why I told people before. Monet is not needed. They're stacked. They are stacked over there. It's fine. Hell, I'll even give another shout out to Naomi. And I know Wrestling Ream is gonna be like, what? What did you just? Yes, I'm gonna say Naomi showed out as well today, man. Like that was actually a nice foray for her to be in for the Elimination Chamber, and she looked solid in there as well.
Yeah. But as far as the Tiffany goes, I think her background was like an Olympic gymnast. So
Yeah.
you could see her in there. But the swanton she took off the top of the pond
Oh,
of the girls, Jesus Christ! Like she could have died.
But they caught her beautifully as well. That
Exactly.
was a great spot for them. Listen, all in all, showcase wise with the women's match, Elimination Chamber, just a heads up down the line. It's like if they continue to show this kind of work and ethic, you may actually hear me say from here on out that they're not bathroom break anymore. It's like but seriously,
especially the women they put in this match where they showed a lot of work rate.
Right.
I'll say at the end when they were doing like the fast, like when it came down to the final three, it was like a bit slow. But you know what? The whole match was fine altogether.
Hell, Liv Morgan runs the ropes like you're supposed to run the ropes.
I remember you and Matt used to laugh your asses off, being, what the fuck is she doing?
Oh, I saw her in this match, and I said, she's hitting the ropes the right way. She's hitting the turnbuckles the right way. Good for you, girl.
Yeah. She's one of those massive improvements from her early days in NXT.
But all in all, the match itself, I was happy with. No woman here did not look bad at all.
Not at all.
Although
they went the predictable route, which was fine.
Yeah, to most it was a predictable finish, but I was not displeased with it. I was fine with it, and at the same time, even with the Liv roll up on Bianca to set up the Becky Lynch win was fine. But there's a lot of
I was shocked by that. I thought it was going to be like the opposite way. I thought like Becky would win by pinning Bianca, but it was her beating Liv.
Liv will get the underdog story after Mania. She's gonna get her come up and come back. Yeah, and you know with Tiffany Stratton, what's going on with her and her upswing. I think that there's a lot of potential there to make that division even bigger than what it is now. What do we have next up?
Then we had the Undisputed Tag Team title match, Judgment Day against the New Catch Republic. I loved this match a lot. This was very well paced, very great action altogether. Dominic Mysterio got the most heat at anybody on this show, and Logan Paul was in the semi-main event. But as soon as this kid grabbed the microphone and did the Judgment Day introduction, they would not. The best is when they don't let him speak. They blew him out the building.
Yeah.
But there was one point during the match where it was reported that when the screen blacked out, it was because the fans were throwing up the middle fingers at him. So I was watching live. I was like, "What just happened? Like, did the feed cut out?"
Yeah.
But that's what it was.
I have to say, I'm in the same boat with you. I think I might have said that this would have been match of the night. I think I did. And they had to build up for
this is the best Judgment Day tag team defense so far.
right. And it's so crazy how it plays out because New Catch is such the smaller looking tag team.
Right.
But it didn't look like that on paper when you watch the match and how the technical style of New Catch works. I thought that Finn going in and still being the pro that he is and able to work with these guys, because we've probably worked with them for years on out, played a major part with understanding the team that he's with, the guys that he's with. Finn knows Dunn and Bate for years, so the chemistry's there. But the big element was the big man himself, Damian Priest. I mean, he not only showed his prowess and being the big man in there as well, but he was also able to tell a story that he could be taken down, which was great on that end.
Yeah, and
but Dominic,
he keeps improving too, which is great because he has that Money in the Bank briefcase, and a lot of people expect him to be world champion, which I kind of hope he does cash in successfully. But you could tell that this guy is like bred to be like the next type of Kane, Undertaker, big man type of character.
But Dominic, oh my God, I mean, there's a reason why I've grown to love this kid. After I got nervous on how they were gonna make the transition to pull him away from Ray, and wow, by leaps and bounds,
it was pretty much easy. All he did was clothesline his dad, kick him in the dick, and then just join Judgment Day. And the boos were instant.
But not only that,
he didn't have to say a word.
Just to embrace the heeldom, to say, I want to thank my father for making me who I am. Thank you, Eddie. Like, oh my God, it's so. And he even like I said, just the look, the mullet, the gimmick of just the prowess, the way that he walks around.
He has Latino heat in him.
Yeah, it's so fucking great, man. I love it. I love that he gets the heat it is, and he embraces it. I love it.
And remember, going into the show, like we said in the predictions, he was supposed to go against Brock.
Right.
In a singles match.
But that's what I say. I this kid is I hope not to see any change in this. I want him to continue to go, because WWE early on would pipe in the boos and such as like that, but now it's just
not anymore.
It's natural. Yeah.
I mean, as far as like WrestleMania is around the corner, I don't see him in a WrestleMania spot, unfortunately, this year. So, I mean, he's doing what he's doing because it's working. But Judgment Day retain, and overall, like I said before, I thought this was the best Judgment Day defense they've had so far.
Right.
But next up, we had the Grayson Waller effect. We had Grayson Waller do a shoey with UFC fighter who I do not know. So, I mean, no disrespect to him, but with current day UFC, I do not know any of the current fighters. So, I mean, I guess you can blame me for it or blame UFC, whatever you want to blame. But I mean, let's be real here. They don't have a lot of major stars in UFC anymore, except for Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor now. Well, they're bringing back.
Yeah, it's
UFC's still popular. It's just they're still gonna carry on.
Yeah,
they're not going to be out of business anytime soon. But so we had the Grayson Waller effect. We have Austin Theory here as well, kind of be in the background of the whole segment. But we had Seth Rollins and Cody, and the point taken out of this segment was that Cody challenged The Rock to a singles match between now and WrestleMania.
Right.
They did not say, I challenge you for night one or anything like that, but flat out just challenged The Rock.
Interesting. Well, first of all, I have to say this. I got up during the opening of the segment, went and made something to eat, went to the bathroom.
So we're still going.
Check it. No, this is the introductions of everybody.
Oh yeah, they took their sweet ass times.
Oh my goodness. I think they played Cody's intro twice.
Yes, Grayson Waller's legit. Waller's team looped 3 times. Rollins looped 5 times, and Cody looped 3 times. That's how long just the intros took.
Yeah, I was like, really? I'm telling you, I went. I
For a
fried
talk
an egg,
show segment.
I fried an egg. I made some sausage with it. Went to the bathroom, came back. What the check was going? There goes our guy Ty doing the shoey. It was wow. Talk about milking a segment, Jesus.
And
But
this was in like hour 3.
Which, by the way, people were complaining like it was like what they said it was 60% wrestling, 40% advertisement for Australia.
I mean, let's be real here. They had 4 matches and they had a lot of time to waste.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. The women's chamber took like what, over 30 minutes, and the tag was about 15 to 20. This took about 30.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you load up the card, like we always complain about what AEW does when they have 12, 15 matches on one card.
Right.
And then it's damn if you don't when you have 4 matches, but you extend it. People are not gonna like, would you pay to be at something like this? They're happy to just be there because, and I'll say this for every promotion. You're there, you're happy to be there. Me, I've come to the realization that I don't see me doing a lot of arenas anymore. Like I'm kind of not pleased that I'm not going to Mania, but at the same time I'm going, yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine because I know how much of a hassle that shit is. Yeah. And a lot of stuff I sit there and say, you know what? I'm comfortable at home watching this. I don't need to watch it. I'm all right with this. So, but with that being said, the Grayson Waller effect, this would have been me going to concession stands, doing a shoey myself situation.
We also had Rollins say that this week he gets his doctor's clearance, so he will be good for WrestleMania. So,
here comes the 30-minute Cody entrance.
Yeah.
Please.
I mean, what did we really take out of this segment? We had Theory just do rock lines, and then he gets disaster kicked and then curb stomped. And you know what the weird thing was too? They teased it on SmackDown where Roman talked to Grayson Waller about this talk show thing. I thought that was going to play more into it, but not really. I thought Solo or Jimmy were going to pop. At least it was Solo.
What bothers me also now is this day and age is that people are like, oh, they're burying Austin Theory. It's like, dude, you know how old he is? Like the kid is still young. Like he's got a whole career in front of him, barring injury. He's even smart enough to say that that injured himself and Carmelo recently. That he said, yeah, I'm taking that out of my repertoire. I'm retiring it. He says it was too scary for me to figure out what could have happened. So he says, yeah, I'm not doing it anymore.
Also, a guy his size should be doing that move.
Right. So it's like, come on, like give them time. If in a few years, if they're gonna fucking, not put the rocket on his back soon enough, then you can have this discussion. But right now, Vince McMahon had to. It was when Vince packed him in with so much stuff. It was like, oh no, the new Roman Reigns, and now that, oh no, Triple H doesn't like him. I was like, shut up, just let it happen, let it play out.
But not for nothing, Jay. Let's be real here. When Vince was in charge, this dude was shoved down our throats. Now, I'm not saying that this guy, but I agree with you that he is a future star. But from a year ago, where he's challenging John Cena to a WrestleMania match, his stock has fallen, bro.
Right.
It's fallen. And it's going to be a long way until he gets back up. But like you said, he's young enough where it could happen. But
he'll find his way back. He'll get his way back in there.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much the segment. That was just them.
By the way, I'm looking at Grayson Waller, and he's another one that he's going to be a talent as well. Like in ring wise and such, he's a great heel. Yeah. But every time I see him, he reminds me of Goat Boy from Saturday Night Live. He just has that like Let me see if I'll find it for you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what the hell's his name? The comedian.
Chris Kattan, was he go?
No. Jim Brewer. That's his name. Jim Brewer.
Okay.
Yeah, Jim Brewer. Yeah. The kid from the dude from Half Baked. Fully, man. Fully.
Oh my god.
But yeah, the segment was the segment, and
How
move on.
Let me ask you about Mr. Waller, because I mean, when we talked about him when in a big review was like Stand Delivered, I remember this clearly because we were talking about like his heat in NXT, like will it translate to the main roster? And so far, it's worked. Like he's very talented, but when people see him, they just see another version of the Miz. Is that
yeah?
Is that disrespectful? Like
no. The kid, like I said, the kid has the kid is he's great. You know, he's awesome on the mic. He's great on the mic. He has
he's better
ring-wise
wrestler than the Miz at this point. He has more like he could do more than what the Miz is currently doing.
Right. But you know, and like I said, it's another thing to where look, there's gonna be a passing of time where the old regime is gonna have to go and move on. And the young upstarts are gonna be taking over. And you know, it's all about time and patience. We saw it, you know, resonate through the Attitude Era. We saw it going into the Ruthless Aggression era, especially in that era. That's where we saw the real big upswing from the youth making their push. It's all about making that waiting your time. And not for nothing, you're making really good money. Just shut up and take it for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it still amazes me to see how long Miz TV's lasted, and that's gonna be that's the Grayson Waller effect is gonna take its place.
Yeah. So we get the men's Elimination Chamber stepping up.
Yep, winner faces Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. We had Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight.
This man right here was my MVP of the fucking match, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I sat there watching him through this whole experience. Just him going into the ring, him just playing up to the crowd and everything. I said, Kevin Owens is my spirit animal. This is my guy. This is me on indie beer night. This is me.
Not for nothing, where like in AEW, I think our clear favorite is like Eddie Kingston because he comes off real and genuine.
Right.
That's what Kevin Owens is in WWE. Real and genuine, because he just he knows what he's doing. He knows how to play to the crowd. Because when Logan Paul made his entrance and stared at him in the pod, and Kevin Owens was just banging his head on the plexiglass over and over and over again, and then you just have Logan look over. Be like Jesus Christ, what's his problem? But then later, but then later on, when I found out afterwards what Logan was doing in his pod, it was even more funny.
Oh, John, he had the marker and he was drawing pictures of Kevin Owens and stuff like that. That's why when he threw him into the pod, I was like, "What the hell is that on the glass?" I said, what is that?
Also, I looked at I saw Logan's arm. Like, why is there like a black marker on his arm? Like, what the hell happened? And then I found out afterwards in this video of it, he's drawing devil horns on the glass. He said Kevin sucks. He drew a poorly drawn picture of Kevin. Like, this dude just gets it. And you know, people just hate him because the fact that he's a social media guy. But you know what? This guy comes in here, he gives it 150%.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I really believe within probably in a year, he's gonna be if he still wants to do it, he's gonna be a face. People are gonna end up falling in love with him.
They're gonna give him the world title.
I don't know about that, but I know that the people are gonna love him. They are going to love him because
in the next 3 years, I'm calling it.
Wrestling fans appreciate the fact of the commitment that he's been putting to it, and how genuine it is with his assholeness, if that's how you were to put it. But yeah,
the two main spots Logan did was he got speared through a pod by Bobby Lashley,
right,
and then he did a diving crossbody onto Drew McIntyre off the top of top of a pod.
Right.
This kid, I wanted to say this kid because he's like around my age, but this guy is out of his effing mind. So then we go through eliminations. Lashley gets eliminated first.
But then also let me just show you quickly that
Okay,
Randy, you're looking at Randy, and Randy, Jesus,
when he stepped on top of Lashley's pod.
Yeah, I think maybe he's a year younger than me and such, but he looks fucking amazing. My man crush is still in effect for Randy. Jesus.
And also, too, if you think about it, too, when you see like Orton and Lashley, they're around the same age too, in their mid-40s.
Yeah. Oh well, black don't crack, so we know that shit. That ain't.
I mean, our truth is the definition of it.
Yeah, definitely. But
speaking of Mr. Truth, just to say this, he posted a video saying, "I'm here in Austria. Where's everybody at?"
Here goes my other man crush. Jeez, there's a bunch of beefy men going on in this match. By the way, did you see the meat monster match that's happening?
We'll talk about that later. When we get into AEW predictions, we'll go over that match. That match is just a joke, just at that point. But so we had this match. So we had the first elimination was Lashley. So then Lashley's taking his sweet ass time forever with the door open. So I'm thinking, okay, time for an angle. As I say that, AJ Styles runs into the Elimination Chamber, beats the shit out of LA Knight with a chair, gives him the Styles Clash on the chair, and Drew covers him for the pin. So boom, there's your WrestleMania match right there with Styles and Knight.
Someone says, "Jesus Christ, the audacity of a man to fly all the way to Australia just to beat the shit out of LA Knight." This man has drive and determination.
Yeah.
Another highlight of the match was LA Knight banging Drew's head up against the pod, and at the same time,
Kevin Owens' pod specifically
punching the pod, the glass at the same time as his head is bashing.
And then you have Kevin Owens clapping.
Oh my goodness gracious! As I said, this man is my spirit animal, dog. I love it.
Yeah. So we had that major spot. So I mean, agreement, Styles and Knight for WrestleMania.
I might even say that we'll go a little further than that. I might even say that we might see a fatal four-way somewhere in there for the U.S. title.
Interesting. So we had that. We had Knight eliminated. That was with once he got eliminated, the Australia crowd got very pissed and just chanting bullshit.
Right.
So we were down to Drew, Logan, and Randy. So Logan does the crossbody onto Drew, and then he pulls out the brass knucks. But the camera zoomed in on Logan's face. He's like pumping his fist with the knucks ready to go. And then an RKO out of nowhere.
Oh, beautifully shot.
My God. Whoever replaced Kevin Dunn, great job. Because that was picture perfect.
Believe me, I'm not going to miss Bucky Beaver. I'm fine.
No.
Yeah, I'm all right.
He would have cut to Randy Orton running.
Oh,
in the frame.
Exactly.
So we had Randy eliminate Logan Paul, and then Logan's still in the chamber, or no, he's about to roll out. So then we're down to Drew and Randy. Yeah, the clapping. But so we're down to also at this point because Randy was selling his back because they're doing that, and everybody's speculating, oh, he's still hurt, but no, he's selling.
Yeah,
but we had counter from the Future Shock. Then Randy hits an RKO, and then Logan out of nowhere hits him in the face with the brass knucks. And then we had Drew pin Randy for the 1-2-3, and Drew is on his way to WrestleMania.
Once again, predictable, but yet I'm not mad at it. I'm okay. I'm fine.
But also now looking towards Randy Orton versus Logan Paul.
That, like I said, I will not be surprised if we see a fatal four-way for the United States title. I wouldn't mind to see Logan Paul, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight. I would not be surprised for that.
Here's the only problem I have with that is that we just had it last month. It's just that you place Logan with Roman.
Right. Or let's get crazy and have a ladder match and have 6 guys involved in it. Let's get Kevin Owens, because he's gonna do something crazy.
Yeah.
And add Bobby in it. Fuck it. Let's just get that. Let's get it going.
But I think more than likely it's gonna be the clear direction will probably be Orton and Paul. And I have after we talked about the last match, I have Mania predictions just to go through it with you.
Right.
We'll agree or disagree on them because I jotted them down days before and I wanted to get your thoughts as well on them.
Right.
But as far as this chamber match goes, I thought great all around. I thought the RKO spot was probably the best one they've done so far. As far as visually, you knew it was coming, but it was still great to see. And Logan Paul is still fantastic. But then just to see Drew, just like that shit-eating grin, like right now he's killing it. And this is a guy that's allegedly not signed after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I still believe that there's something that's gonna happen there where he's not going anywhere.
I kind of think that they're waiting till Monday or the next couple of weeks on TV to play it up.
Right.
Because like at this point, I'm saying it. I don't know.
Especially with there's so much more to go on with Punk and such. Like, come on.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing else really to say about this. As for the 6 men in this match, all stars showed out.
Yeah. And finally, we get to close out the match. We get Nia Jax versus, of course, the hometown girl Rhea Ripley.
Honestly, it was probably the best Nia Jax match in her career.
I told you. I said it. I said Rhea was going to take care of her. And as a matter of fact, they both took care of each other.
Yes. I mean, and you had the easy spots where Nia was attacking the back, trying to make sure Rhea doesn't use all her strength. But, I mean, what was the spot? She did the superplex off the top rope where it looked like Rhea almost landed on her head.
Right.
I thought that was a little scary, but you know what? Rhea's the professional. She knows what she's doing. And then we have just see, at that point when I saw the drawings, I was like, "Wait, did this mother because Logan went to his pod with his jacket on?" So I'm thinking, does this guy have a marker on him?
No, I'm telling you, the best part, the door's about to open and Kevin is just standing there looking at him. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, because Logan was the last person to enter, so Kevin realized that he stood in front of the door, and then Logan was like, "Wait, no, don't open my door."
But yeah, I thought kudos to Nia for Nia Jax for actually showcasing that she is played up what she's supposed to be, which is the big woman, the monster woman in the match. This is the showdown that we needed to see to show that although Rhea's supposed to be a heel, that she would have had to fight from under here as well. Right. And Nia, like you said, it's probably her best match I've ever seen her in.
Yeah, and Nia is in the same category with Dominic, where it's just natural heat for both of them, where you just hate Nia Jax's guts.
Right.
You want to see her get her ass kicked, and then with Rhea making her entrance, you can just tell she was soaking it all in. She was excited as fuck.
That pop, it's like
unreal.
You get the hometown pop, but even just to know that it's a woman's main event and it's in your country and the reception that she got, it brings head standing, brings your goosebumps up. It was great to see. You could tell. And Nia just sat there and let her soak it all in as a great, as a great competitor and a great performer.
Right. She stayed calm too, which in most situations, the other person would probably be like, "Oh my god, I'm about to shit myself." But I mean, she remained calm. She stayed focused during the match, and for that entrance with Rhea, it was like a mix of hometown girl and also mega superstar. She's the face, the true face of this women's division.
Right.
Like it's even when she's the top heel, she's gonna turn babyface soon. It's only a matter of time. But yeah, and then we got the people that got to see a lot of ass cheeks of Rhea Ripley.
Thank you, Nia, for doing that for us. Thank you for helping us with that.
I mean, thank you, Rhea. She knows what she's doing with her gear.
Yeah, but Nia also gave a little oopsie. She gave a little oopsie with that.
And then we had basically the finish. Rhea hit her with the Riptide, and then the sexy pin on Nia, and then just like smacked her in the face on the way out, like mom, because mommy's always on top.
Oh, remember, not only that, we also got to see a frog splash as well beforehand.
Yeah, that's not a good frog splash.
I thought it was all right.
It could use a little work.
But
that was Elimination Chamber. A predictable show, but not for nothing. They all busted their asses.
And I thought matches were fun. It had a good card. The elevation of what's occurred in the past year when it comes to the PLEs and just the roster in the whole, you could gauge a sense that the roster is happier, that they fulfill. And doesn't her sister look like her when she first started?
Yes. Yeah. It was funny too because Cole kept referring to like Rhea's here with like her mother, her father, her brother, her sister, and her 13 other family members. There's 13 other people here.
Yeah. But I have to say that in all honesty, like you could feel that they're out there and they're not only putting on the best of showings that they can have, but they're also enjoying themselves and having a good time. And it's good to see that the roster is actually happy. You don't hear a lot of griping. Now everything is from here on out. It's just contracts. It's let's negotiate money, and that's it.
Right.
But that's gonna close out Elimination Chamber. We're gonna go through
hold on. I do want to go through my predictions just quickly.
Okay.
Because after the show we got the 4 WrestleMania matches confirmed. Bayley versus Io Sky for the women's title, women's world title, Ripley and Lynch, Rollins and Drew for the men's world, and the WWE title, Roman and Cody. So this is the match. Mind you, this is days before the show that jotted all this down. So I wrote down for like the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal that they usually do on SmackDown. I have either Solo Sikoa or Braun Breaker as the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Then as far as like the main card goes, I had LA Knight versus AJ Styles in the singles. I have Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar.
Yeah, because Rey should be back by then.
I have for the women's tag titles a 4-way match: Kabuki Warriors against Liv and Raquel versus Fire and Dawn versus Katana and Kaden.
Okay.
And then the obvious one we have Jimmy versus Jey Uso.
Yeah, that's the biggest build up there.
Yeah, I have an 8-person mixed tag. That's probably going to happen. Lashley, B-Fab, and the Profits against Cross, Scarlett, and AOP.
Okay.
I have Bianca Belair versus Tiffany Stratton.
That it looks like that's where they're alluding to.
And I have Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Yes. For the Intercontinental title, I have Gunther defending against Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Because I was debating about this. I was thinking it's either going to be Sheamus, Andrade, but I was thinking maybe let's do Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
For the tag titles, Priest and Balor against the Awesome Truth.
Okay.
And then finally for the U.S. title, and mind you, this was like 2 days before the Elimination Chamber. Logan Paul versus Randy Orton.
So far that seems feasible.
Yeah. So more than likely, I probably nailed most of them, but just you know what the idea is going to be for Randy Orton and Logan Paul for him to do that high flying maneuver or buckshot into RKO. It's more than likely that's what the moment they want for WrestleMania weekend.
Right. I don't any of those matches are feasible, and I could definitely see that happening.
Right. Yeah. I wanted to throw that out there.
You want to go into Revolution predictions because yeah, we pretty much know that we're only going to get maybe 6 matches right now.
Yeah, I was actually good thing we're doing this because I found 9 matches official.
Oh, okay.
And then you want to do the newsletter stuff, the
Yes,
newsletter
definitely.
awards.
Yeah, definitely.
So as you alluded to, and I showed in the group chat for the viewing party that we plan on doing, a triple threat meat madness match. Lance Archer versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs. What does the winner get? I don't know.
I everybody was talking about Brian Cage would be in this match. Definitely,
He's hurt.
I had a good feeling that Archer was going to be involved in this.
I mean, if Brian Cage is in this, him and Wardlow need to do the Spider-Man meme, pointing at each other like, "Wait a minute, you look like me, and I look like you." And I said this in the chat. Not for nothing. Wardlow's promo on Wednesday is leading to this.
Yeah, there's well, let's hope Peppermint could actually start shaking things up a little bit more over there soon.
This match reminds me of the fucking Cracker Barrel triple threat they did when AEW started.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if there's like meat hanging around the ring,
meat madness.
We have FTR versus John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli.
I appreciated their first bout and Dynamite this week because it reminded me of a fight. That's what I liked about it, and I'm hoping that they continue on with that. I want that to have a look. Does FTR need a win here?
Yes.
Okay, so
let's be real here. They've fallen since they dropped the tag titles. They've been stuck on Collision for so many months at this point. I mean, the last time we saw them was fucking All In, All Out, back to back, and then they dropped it to Starks and Bill.
Then I'm gonna say that this is what you call it. This is a win for the BCC.
You're not gonna go FTR?
Nah,
because let's be realistic here. If whoever wins gets the tag titles, whatever happens in the main event, the tag titles are gonna be upheld.
Well, I was gonna mention
maybe.
I didn't mention who brings the Meat Madness Monster Ball, whatever the fuck it's called. Of course, Wardlow's gonna win.
Yeah. We have for the TNT Championship, Christian Cage against Daniel Garcia. I'm going for an upset here. I'm gonna go with Garcia.
I would like to see that Garcia wins, but the family is gonna get involved, so Christian wins.
Because let's be real, because as much as we love Christian is the best heel in this company right now. If this Copeland Cage feud is not over and they really don't need the TNT title, because it feels at hostage at this point, to me at least. This belt could be defended on TV weekly, and if you give it to a guy like Garcia, you're gonna get some good matches on TV at least.
I heard that. Oh, remember that was also the title that was the hot potato belt for a while. So
yes.
Did Christian give out an address this past week on the show? Did you see what the address was for?
For a funeral. Well, no, not
a cemetery.
A cemetery.
What an asshole!
I shared it. I go, you can't be serious.
What an asshole! I love it. I love it.
It's Christian. You know what? It's like you want him to retain, but it's also too. It's like I know we want more from him. Like at least give him the world title at least once.
Yeah.
We have Will Ospreay making his in-ring AEW debut, technically. Whatever you want to fucking call it. But it's against Konosuke Takeshita.
I believe this is
going to be good.
This is going to be good. This is going to be really solid, fun, a little mix of technical, a little mix of high flyer and off the wall shit.
Strong style.
Yeah, you're gonna get a blend of everything here. I'm gonna say that this is probably gonna be my match of the night and probably my favorite match to watch.
This will lead to Will Ospreay because technically he's in the Don Callis family,
right? That's the only thing that made no sense to me, but okay. But maybe this is the way of separating him from that so he can have his own thing.
And by the time we record this on Wednesday, Ospreay makes his Dynamite debut appearance, so maybe they'll tease more of it. Not for nothing, Jay. I'm looking forward to this next match, even more than Will Ospreay. Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson for the Continental Crown. Now, Continental Crown be damned.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson. I've been loving this stuff. I've been loving all the stuff on TV with Bryan Danielson spitting in his face saying, "I don't respect you.
Right.
You're a disgrace to what professional wrestling is." And meanwhile, I look at Eddie Kingston and he's the epitome of a professional wrestler.
Yeah, I go, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not buying this, Brian. I'm okay with that. But it's cool. It's cool.
You almost made my heart drop. I was supposed to say, don't be negative on this.
No. But it's cool. I'm not buying the fact that he's not, he doesn't respect him and such, but I do get the intention. But the match will be a fun match as well.
Yeah, he's telling, but when he says he doesn't, it's all story. It's all storyline. Also, it's funny too because this is technically his last wrestling year, and he's just being a prick heel.
Right.
So I guess I don't know, but I got Eddie Kingston technically retaining here because he has a belt that doesn't get defended as much as the other two.
I would go the opposite, and I would probably see that Brian wins this one,
and then maybe it leads to a rematch down the line.
Yeah.
All right. We have for the AEW Women's World Title, we have Toni Storm against Diana Purrazzo.
I'm gonna take Toni here.
Yeah, I got Toni as well. I mean, I like what they've been doing with Diana, but this has kind of been the MO of debuting a new talent and then beating them in their first attempt.
Right.
Jay, it's your boy. For the international title, Orange Cassidy defends against Roderick Strong and his weird-looking mustache.
Jeez.
Look at that mustache.
Can we just sit there and say like this is gonna be my bathroom match of the night?
We'll go through it to the newsletter, but the Undisputed Kingdom, like Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna say that not to take anything away from Roddy. Roddy like is a proficient wrestler,
right?
But I just can't with this fucking Cassidy. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna say Roderick wins. Fuck it.
Roddy needs to win.
Yeah, Roderick wins.
They built this whole thing for so many months with the devil. The Undisputed Kingdom needs. I'm sorry, they need this because if he loses, they're done.
Yeah, if Cassidy wins, this is just gonna be a fucking mess.
Oh my god, it's already a mess with that.
It's we already know where the bread is buttered at.
Adam Cole's already in the running for best manager of 2024.
Wow.
And Vince predicted that so many years ago. Remember that bullshit?
Yep.
We have a triple threat match for the AEW World Title. This one I'm interested a lot in. Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland try to dethrone Samoa Joe.
Oh man, whatever the hell is going on with Hangman,
it's gonna play into the match.
Yeah, Joe retains here. I think for Swerve to win, it has to be done on a 1-to-1 situation. So Samoa Joe retains.
It's not Swerve's time yet. I did like somebody's scenario was like if say like Joe has Hangman in the choke.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Swerve outside, and he's about to run in, but then because Hangman's ultimate goal is make sure Swerve doesn't get the title or get another title shot. So, like before Hangman taps out, he gives him the middle finger and then taps. Like there goes your title shot, buddy. Like that type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounded very interesting to me. But then we have the main event, the selling point of this pay-per-view. Sting's last match, and it's for the AEW World Tag Team titles. It's a tornado tag. Sting and Darby against Matthew and Nicholas Jackson.
Matthew and Nicholas Jackson.
the AEW EVP. That's what they're called.
So, does Rick get involved in this match and help?
Of course.
The Jacksons or help Sting and Darby?
Yeah, one final fuck you to Sting. They're gonna do the old traditional horseman beat down with the Bucks. A Buck beat down.
Well, I'll say
It's Ric Flair and Sting. What do you? It's tradition as old as time. When Ric Flair is near Sting, he has to screw him.
I do say this. There is some rumblings that this may not be his last match, that they're actually going to hold off for it for All In. But me, I'm saying he goes out on his back. This is just a way to line up the EVPs to get the titles again.
Yeah, for mega heat.
Right.
And then just like if you think about it too, say Ric Flair does do the whole turn on Sting, haha bullshit.
Right.
You pair Ric Flair with the Bucks and have you do skits where they all go and suit shopping and all that type of thing, like it could work. But the fact is I don't want to see Ric Flair at ringside with them. I'd rather like let him be like an advisor.
Right.
Like not like a full-time manager, because Ric Flair shouldn't be even signed to AEW. Let's be real.
At this point, he's just like I said. The woo wings and the woo drink or whatever, they're paying for themselves. So
yeah,
and Tony's like, hey, you know, I take it or leave it, it's whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna say that the EVPs get the win here, and they got the bang for their buck when they came. Oh, pun intended. But to get the sellout of the arena for Sting's last match, since it's basically Sting country, WCW country.
If there's no garbage thrown in the ring when the Bucks win,
yeah, we riot. So gonna close this out here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save the awards for next episode, because we're gonna be shit deep this episode. It's gonna be a jam-packed episode. So we'll talk about
we have a lot, and we have a lot to talk about with that.
Yeah. So guys, don't go anywhere. We'll talk about the Wrestling Observers Awards on the next episode. We have much to talk about. We have much to catch up on. Wrestling Rundown's coming up next, and don't go anywhere, guys. Stick around. Got more to say. See you guys in a second.
2, 1, 0. All engine running.